Imagine you are standing in your backyard on a perfectly normal afternoon. The sky is blue. The grass is warm beneath your feet. Somewhere nearby, a bird is singing. Everything feels peaceful. Ordinary. Safe. Then, in less than a single second, the sun disappears. Not hidden behind the moon. Not covered by clouds. Not exploding into a supernova. It simply vanishes, as if it had never existed. But you wouldn't notice. Not immediately. For the next 8 minutes and 20 seconds, nothing changes. The sunlight warming your skin left the sun more than 8 minutes ago. Every photon illuminating the sky is already traveling toward Earth at the speed of light. Once that journey begins, it cannot stop. It cannot turn around. It continues moving through space, carrying the final light from a star that no longer exists. So the sky stays blue. The trees continue casting shadows. The wind still moves through the leaves. Birds keep singing. Cars drive past. Children laugh. People continue living their lives without the slightest idea that the most important object in the solar system is already gone. If you looked up, the sun would appear exactly as it always has. Bright. Warm. Unchanging. It would seem eternal, the one constant in a universe full of uncertainty. But what you're seeing isn't the present. You're looking into the past. The image of the sun reaching your eyes is already more than 8 minutes old. Every second that passes, you're watching light that was created before the sun disappeared. You're living inside its final message. 93 million miles away, the enormous nuclear furnace that powered every sunrise, every season, every forest, and every ocean has already fallen silent. Earth just hasn't received the news yet. The entire planet is peacefully orbiting a star that no longer exists. And that's what makes this so terrifying. The sky is lying to you. Because the final beam of sunlight hasn't arrived yet. Neither has something. The sun is far more than a giant light bulb hanging in the sky. It is the foundation of everything you call home. Most people never realize just how dominant it truly is. The sun contains 99.86% of all the mass in the entire solar system. Every planet, every moon, every asteroid, every comet, every grain of dust orbiting through space together account for only a tiny fraction of what the sun contains. Its gravity is the invisible force holding everything together. Earth isn't flying through space on its own. Every second of every day, our planet is falling toward the sun. It only appears to move in a stable orbit because it's also moving sideways at incredible speed. Gravity continuously bends that path into a nearly perfect ellipse. Without the sun, there is no orbit. But here's the strange part. Just like sunlight, gravity doesn't travel instantly. According to Einstein's theory of general relativity, changes in gravity move through space at the speed of light. That means when the sun disappears, Earth doesn't feel it immediately. For the same 8 minutes and 20 seconds that sunlight continues reaching us, the sun's gravitational influence continues as well. Nothing seems different. The Earth keeps orbiting exactly as if the sun were still there. The moon continues circling Earth. The planets continue following their ancient paths. Everything appears perfectly normal. You are literally orbiting a ghost. Then the countdown reaches 0. 8 minutes. 20 seconds. At that exact moment, the last sunlight arrives. At the exact same instant, the final pull of the sun's gravity reaches Earth. And then, it disappears. There is no warning. No explosion. No violent shockwave. Just the sudden absence of the force that has controlled the solar system for 4.5 billion years. In a single instant, the invisible leash holding Earth in orbit is gone. The greatest cosmic structure humanity has ever known is about to come APA. The moment the sun's gravity disappears, Earth doesn't stop moving. It doesn't freeze in space. It doesn't fall into darkness. Instead, Newton's first law takes over. An object in motion stays in motion unless another force acts upon it. For billions of years, the Sun's gravity has constantly bent Earth's path into an orbit. Remove that force, and the curve disappears instantly. Earth continues traveling in the exact direction it was already moving, shooting into deep space at nearly 67,000 miles per hour, carrying every ocean, every mountain, every city, and every one of the 8 billion people living on its surface. There is no destination. No new star to orbit. No invisible hand waiting to catch us. Just an endless straight-line journey into the darkness between the stars. And Earth isn't alone. Mercury flies away from where it once circled. Venus escapes its orbit. Mars races into the void. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune all continue on their own separate paths, each moving at incredible speed in whatever direction they happen to be traveling at that exact moment. The solar system doesn't explode. It quietly falls apart. A cosmic clock that remains stable for more than 4.5 billion years shatters in less than a second. The planets slowly drift farther and farther apart, never completing another orbit around the Sun. From space, the transformation would look strangely peaceful. No fire. No massive collision. No dramatic shockwave. Just silent worlds gliding away forever. For anyone standing on Earth, nothing would feel different at first. You wouldn't suddenly be thrown into the air because the Sun's gravity pulls almost equally on every part of Earth. Instead, the entire planet changes direction together, carrying everything on it into interstellar space. The real horror isn't violent. It's invisible. Human civilization is now trapped aboard a frozen spaceship the size of a planet, drifting through a universe that You might assume that once the surface freezes, every living thing on Earth dies. But nature has one last surprise. Deep beneath the frozen oceans, where sunlight has never reached, life is already surviving in complete darkness. Scattered across the ocean floor are hydrothermal vents, cracks in Earth's crust that release superheated, mineral-rich water. Some of these vents reach temperatures of over 350 degrees Celsius, even while surrounded by near-freezing seawater. These places don't depend on sunlight. They never have. Instead of photosynthesis, entire ecosystems survive through chemosynthesis, using chemical energy from Earth's interior. Giant tube worms, shrimp, crabs, bacteria, and countless microscopic organisms thrive around these underwater chimneys without ever seeing the sun. For a while, they wouldn't even know it had disappeared. While forests wither, cities freeze, and humanity fights its final battle against the cold, life continues in the darkness below. It is Earth's final refuge. But even that small victory cannot stop what is happening above. Without the sun, the solar system loses more than light and warmth. It loses order. For billions of years, the sun's immense gravity acted like a cosmic traffic controller, keeping planets, comets, and asteroids locked into stable paths. Every orbit followed predictable rules. Now those rules are gone. Objects that once circled safely through space begin drifting onto entirely new trajectories. Asteroids that would have missed Earth by millions of kilometers may eventually cross its path. Long-period comets from the outer solar system begin wandering freely through interstellar darkness. The odds of catastrophic collisions slowly increase. Even if humanity somehow survives the freezing temperatures beneath the surface, another danger waits above. The sky itself has become unpredictable. Every distant object is now following a future no scientist can accurately calculate. Now, pull back farther than you've ever imagined. Past the frozen Earth. Past the drifting planets. Past Neptune, where sunlight is already little more than a distant glow. Out here, the sun's influence stretches far beyond what most people realize. Humanity's most distant spacecraft, Voyager 1, has been traveling away from the sun for nearly 50 years at incredible speed. It has crossed the heliopause and entered interstellar space, yet it is still moving through a region shaped by the sun's gravity and its long history. That alone reveals something astonishing. The solar system doesn't truly end at Pluto. Far beyond the planets lies an enormous spherical shell known as the Oort cloud. It is thought to contain trillions of icy bodies left over from the birth of the solar system more than 4.5 billion years ago. Some are no larger than mountains. Others may be hundreds of kilometers across. Most of them have spent billions of years following unimaginably slow orbits around the sun. Then, in an instant, the center disappears. The invisible force that held this vast structure together no longer exists. Those ancient objects are no longer bound to anything. Instead of circling the sun, they begin drifting into interstellar space, each continuing in whatever direction it happened to be moving when gravity vanished. There is no explosion. No brilliant flash. Just a silent unraveling of one of the largest structures ever created by a single star. From a distance, the solar system slowly dissolves into a scattered stream of lonely worlds, frozen comets, wandering asteroids, and isolated planets, all traveling through the Milky Way with no common destination. For billions of years, our sun carved out a tiny island of order in an otherwise chaotic galaxy. Now that island is gone. The neighborhood that once surrounded Earth becomes impossible to recognize. An entire stellar system has transformed into countless independent travelers, EAC. Strip away the frozen oceans. Forget the drifting planets. Ignore the endless darkness between the stars. When everything else is gone, one simple truth remains. Every single day of your life has depended on a star 93 million miles away. A giant sphere of hydrogen so unimaginably powerful that every second it converts nearly 600 million tons of hydrogen into helium, releasing enough energy to keep an entire planet alive. You didn't build it. You can't repair it. You can't replace it. And if it vanished, there is nothing humanity could do to stop the end. For billions of years, the sun has risen every morning with such perfect reliability that we've mistaken it for permanence. We plan our lives around tomorrow's sunrise without ever questioning whether it will come. We call it a constant. But it isn't. It's a fragile coincidence written into the laws of physics. A balance so precise that if Earth were only a little closer to the sun, our oceans would boil. A little farther away, and they would freeze. Every breath you have ever taken exists because our planet happened to orbit one ordinary star at exactly the right distance for exactly the right amount of time. The universe didn't promise us this. It simply happened. And someday, even without this impossible thought experiment, the sun really will die. Not tomorrow. Not for billions of years. But its light is temporary, just like everything else in the cosmos. That realization changes the way you look at the sky. Tonight, when you step outside and look up at the sun's fading light, or tomorrow morning when it rises again, remember something astonishing. The sunlight reaching your eyes has already traveled across 93 million miles of empty space. Every sunrise is a message from the past. Every warm afternoon is a gift from a star that asks for nothing in return. The universe was never built for comfort. It was never built for safety. It is vast, silent, and completely indifferent.